welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in as always. Thanks for all your support, likes, subscribes, shares, comments, discussions, all very, very much appreciated. Right, as previously teased on the channel, I've been looking for another car so that whilst Subaru's in for paint next month, I've got something to run around in, and the following period, probably sometime in the next 3 to 6 months, it'll be going off for underside refresh, engine health check, and any required work. Anyway, so I have found another car, and here she is, her debut for the channel. So it's a 2007 Skoda Fabia VRS Special Edition, and this one is number 8. There's 1,000 made. How many are left on the road website, which apparently is not enormously accurate, suggests that there is 530-ish remaining registered on the UK roads. So I've not touched it. I picked it up yesterday from Gosport and I brought it home. I'd been out all day, so not ideal. Left the missus with the dogs. So when I come home, no more faffing around with the car, and just parked it up. And I thought, you know what? I'll do a video of exactly what it was like when I bought it, and we'll have a look round, pre-clean any of that gubbins. Plenty of time for doing valeting videos, etc, etc. So I thought we'd have a little look round it, exactly the same as when I went to buy it. So I've been looking for about 2 weeks, and I had discovered almost immediately that they're quite hard to find. There's loads on eBay with mods, loads on Facebook Marketplace with mods, and difficult to find a completely and utterly bone stock, no mods version with history in nice condition. Anyway, hence why I drove 156 miles to go and collect this one, which was in pretty nice condition with 58,000 miles on the clock. It had been bought brand new and owned by the guy's father-in-law that I bought it off of, and then the guy I bought it off bought it from his father-in-law, and he's owned it and done 4,500 miles per year in his ownership. Apologies, hit the wrong button. So, as I say, it's a 1.9 TDI PD 130 engine. Skoda suggests 130 brake horsepower, 229 pound-foot of torque. And legend has it that those figures are quite conservative, and regularly these put out a little bit more BHP and a little bit more torque than that. But we're never going to know that, because I probably won't get it rolling roaded, and I'm certainly not modifying it. So if you're expecting some modification information, then unfortunately that's not going to happen. So claimed 0 to 60 varies from 9.2 to 9.5. Again, when the press first reviewed them, they said that it was a tiny bit quicker than what Skoda suggested, and that their figures were a little bit conservative. Top speed 128. Combined MPG, this is the best bit, 52.3 miles per gallon. On the run yesterday, I achieved, computer said, 62, and that's doing national speed limits. So brilliant. And here's the big thing, you know, a lot of the reviews, Top Gear, piston heads, etc, etc, Parkers, they say they were fast, fun and frugal. And at the end of the day, because I drive this as my daily driver for the last 6 years, and it costs an absolute fortune, I wanted something that was fast, fun and frugal. So cheap tax, cheap to insure, cheap fuel, good MPG, and cheap to maintain. Some of the plus points about it: it's got a very, very strong mid-range power delivery, as all the reviews suggest. So when you're in 4 4/5 cruising, you put your foot down, 50 to 70, wonderful, really good. So that provides you with effortless cruising, and it is surprisingly comfortable. So we'll have a little look at the inside, and in a minute I'll pause the camera, get all the doors open, and we'll have a little look round. So as I say, this is totally and utterly untouched by me as yet. So it is number 8 of 1,000 made. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's just get my camera out of the way. Right, so I'll pause this, get all the doors and boot and bonnet open, and we'll have a look round some of the details. So as I say, thus far untouched by me. It has been, it's a low mileage car, 58,000 miles. It has been, on the surface of it, looks pretty well maintained. Engine bay hasn't been detailed, but everything's there, everything's complete, and it appears to be in nice condition. I will say again, completely and utterly bog standard. So there's some opportunity for me to start treating some of these little rusty crusty bits. No major drama. Battery tied down, that can be treated. All this is going to be restored to pristine. Same with that, same with that. We can see a lot of pearl action coming on. Again, all totally bone stock and standard. All this is getting cleared out. The under hood fabric has fared well, which is nice. Haven't had this off yet, but I will. Rad looks to be in nice condition. Bumper is on and relatively straight. There's a minor drop on that side, but nothing major. Alloy wheels have fared well in their lifetime. So again, I'm going to treat this as a walk around, similarly to what I did when I went to buy it, which was genuinely yesterday. Arch liners and arch plastics are all complete and look to be in good condition. Tyres are good all round. We have the, sorry, I'm not quite used to how to open that, toolkit, which, please put comments in the comments section. Is it complete? I don't know. I've never had one. I mean, it looks like there's a slot for something there and potentially a slot for something there, but I don't know. So I would appreciate your comments. Not entirely sure what that is, but time will tell. Again, if anyone knows, pop that in the comments. All nice and in clean condition, which is good. Potentially, I'm guessing that's a slot for a fire extinguisher or something. That can go in there. No drama. So that's in nice shape. If you're wondering why I've put a cloth on here, because there's scratches on the spoiler, and that's been caused by the little bee sting aerial. How annoying is that? How annoying is that? So back seats look like they've hardly ever been sat in. Really, really nice quality actually. They have the VRS embroidered logo, and these were optional. One I did look at didn't have them, which was irritating. As I say, it's been totally untouched by me as yet, so plenty of scope for some nice valeting and detailing. VRS scuttle plates, and most importantly, genuine OEM VRS mats, which have been protected and look in great condition. Wonderful. There is a small amount of wear on the driver's seat, that is going to get polished to the maximum. Let me just hop in a minute. Dash, all in good condition, everything works. These work, these are prone to breaking or becoming misaligned or becoming unclipped. They all work. Interestingly, there's like a little fridge setting, which is totally new to me. So you can lift up this little box in here, put things in there, set it to cold, put your aircon on, and it will supply cool air into that little slot. It's just roof lining, absolutely perfamundo, dark grey, which is quite pleasant. Supplies a slightly sporty vibe. Passenger seat, totally and utterly pristine, lovely jubbly. Looking forward to cleaning all the leather. Steering wheel has fared very, very well throughout its life. Happy. Gear knob, a standard sort of weak area, I believe. So, you know, this is had it. So I'm going to have to see if I can find one of these. But operation good. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, nice. And engages reverse, fine. Genuine standard Skoda Auto Symphony head unit with a 6-disc multiplay CD player. You have a little cubby storage under here, which is nice. Looks quite spacious. That popped open a few times on the way home. And cubby storage here. One thing I will mention that I meant to say, excuse me, if anyone has watched the channel regularly and recalls my comments regarding Subaru build quality, and I'd always said, whilst it's not Audi or BMW, it's pretty good. There's a CD player. Happy days, all original, all good. Other VRS mat, again in nice condition. Obviously VRS mats in the back. I'm going to have to get my notepad in a moment. Seats fold up. Happy days. Boot space, moderate. I might just be able to get a lawnmower in there, which will be nice. Electric boot pop under here, all functioning accordingly. Another thing to note, original exhaust. Oh, look, actually centered. Wonderful. That's going to get some hyper cleansing from me. Everything works, which is just wonderful. Oh yeah, build quality. So plastics, like I was saying, if you've watched the channel, you'll have seen discussions about the build quality of the interior on the Subaru, and I'd mentioned it's not Audi or BMW, but it's quite nice. Here's my take on the Skoda plastics. They're very plasticky. So the Subaru feels functional and sturdy. The Skoda is erring on flimsy. That's what I would say. So, I mean, this feels okay. And it shuts reassuringly. The one on the other side does feel a bit plasticky. Right, let's get the bonnet shut and then we'll get into some more info. So let's talk about the good parts. So it has got, well, actually I have to just caveat, that's almost everything. So we have original dealer plates from Skoda when it was originally supplied, which is a tick from me. Happy days. Original dealer plates. It's got OEM floor mats, wonderful all round. All the plastics wheel arch liners, bumpers front and rear aligned quite nicely. Need a slight adjustment on here. I believe these clips need replacing and are cheap to get. It has standard everything, absolutely 100% standard, and it's not getting modified, it's staying standard. Almost everything works exactly as it should. Cruise, lights, wipers, washers, squirters, you name it, perfectamundo. It is very, very close to perfect. 2 family owners, also wonderful. It has Skoda, full Skoda service history up to 40,000, and after that, between 40,000 and 58,000, it was serviced by a third-party dealer. So no drama in that department. So let's have a look at the bad things. There is 6 bad points. I'll put my pad down. 6 bad points. Diesel flap won't shut. No doubt that's going to be some kind of adjustment on that little tang, but I need to read up on that to make sure I'm doing it correctly. And oh, the other thing in that same place, the little plastic thing is broke on here. And if you're wondering, I'm going to get in touch with a Skoda garage on Monday, and I'm going to see if they'll do these little niggly bits for me so I can get genuine OEM parts and get a 58,000 mile service completed and stamped in the book, so that we're starting from ground zero with total and utter perfection. Nice, badges are looking all right. The central locking's been a bit iffy, so when I press the button on the key fob, everything locks, but the driver's side button doesn't go down. Now I'm assuming that's going to be the solenoid, a sticky solenoid, or something similar. Just see, I've got the key here. Oh yeah, it has 2 keys as well. So key, lock, nothing. So I have been inside doing some auto shut, auto close tests. You can just hear a little beep like as though the solenoid is struggling. But maybe it did pop down earlier. Maybe I heard that squeak then. Maybe with additional work usage, it will come back to life. If not, I'll just get a new module. Sorry, just looking at my list. So central locking, a little bit problematical. Fuel flap and cap, yeah. Another ever so slight issue is that this door also had the door locking problem. Sorry, there's a wasp or bee on me. But you can see that someone has, I presume, pulled this down as though, you know, assumed that these aren't connected. I mean, I'd assume they have to all come off, but it looks like someone's bent that back or pulled this whole top bit off, and that has created a kink there. So I'm going to have a look to see if I can find one of them on a scrapyard, or I will ask the dealer at the same time while I'm asking them about the central locking, fuel flap and cap. Also, I'm interested in the knob, gaiter, everything, etc, etc. The smallest, most tiny issue ever is that the metal cover on the clutch pedal came off, and the owner happily has still got it, is covered in a hairband so it doesn't rattle while in that little pot. So I can glue that back on. That's an issue easily fixed. And the only other tiny niggles is that you've got a pin dent there. Not too bad at all. I'll get that done by Dents and Scuffs or one of those kind of outfits. Aha. And there's another slight dent there, barely perceivable. And this was the section on the spoiler, just light abrasion caused by the beasting aerial, which is irritating, but not the end of the world. Excuse me. We'll try and do this in order. So 2 tiny little dents and some lacquer peel there and there and a bit there. No drama. And obviously want to get that bumper totally and utterly firmed up and in the correct location, but we can get that done when I get it looked at for paint. Oh yeah, we didn't look at these wheels, did we? Very, very close to perfect. Very, very close to perfect. Locking wheel nuts. Locking wheel nut key is supplied. Other paint bits, you know, just sort of standard. I don't know if the camera will pick them up. You've got some very light scratching on the roof. Some very light scratching on the roof there. Nothing major. So I'll have a tiny, tiny tar up of the paint, but nothing groundbreaking. And so the other things, very, very good. It's got a good service history and a good MOT history. So when I sifted through the MOT history, it had failed on things like headlight aim. Headlights not bright enough. And you can see they're a little bit cloudy. The previous owner told me that he was advised to replace them, but he wanted to keep everything OEM. So he tried to polish them. No problem for me, because I've just started my journey into polishing, so we'll get into that. It's failed on tyres, perishing, obviously through lack of use. Indicator colours, standard. A little bit of play in the suspension arm bush. Insufficient power provided by the washer, of all things. Ball joints, handbrake adjustment, discs, CV boot, and a little bit smoky on startup. But hey, it's a diesel. What do you expect? Let's just put my notepad down. What do you expect? Anyway, so very, very minor things. And I just say that, you know, for 2 reasons. You know, this is my own history of the car, if you like, recorded on YouTube, and the introduction of the car for you guys, which I thought would be interesting for everyone. Hopefully, don't hate me. I've got a diesel. It's true. But also good for my own records. So what we'll do, I'll get the GoPro behind the car on record, no microphone, and we'll do a quick start up so we can see what that looks like. So I'll pop the DJI there a moment. So this is going to be, you know, a how smoky is it on startup type scenario. And what does the exhaust sound like? That kind of thing. So we'll get this here. Get her recording. Pray that the key is still in my pocket, which it isn't. I put it in the ignition, didn't I? So this is quite interesting, really. I meant to mention, I've had, in the diesels I've owned department, I've had a 1997 Peugeot 405 turbo diesel. Wonderful car, a little bit agricultural feeling. I had before that I had a 1.8 non-turbo diesel Mark V Escort Estate. excuse me, and I also had a Peugeot 307 SW, which was a little bit more refined than the other two. Anyway, this is how you'd expect, a little bit agricultural feeling. And you do get like it feels like a diesel, it smells like a diesel, it sounds like a diesel. And also when it turns over, you get that immediate satisfying shake when it fires into life. So turn the key, no warning lights as you'd imagine, and glow plugs out in a second. Turn it over, it starts on the button, and it makes a reassuring diesel-y sound. So you can see I did 120 miles yesterday, and the needle has just registered that. So I'll intersperse these two clips so you can see we were capturing that startup at the same time. And I'm going to get that on my hat and we'll go for a little bit of POV. I did try putting the GoPro on the Delkin fat gecko mount, but wherever I put it I wasn't overly happy with it, so GoPro's going on my hat. But look, it's quite quiet. Just getting my mic near it. So pretty quiet. This gives it time to warm up a little bit. I'll get my hat on, get the GoPro on, and we'll take it for a quick spin so I can do a quick outline of what it's like. It's not going to be a blasteroo. That's not what I bought it for. I bought it for cheap, reliable, economical, getting to work. One thing I will say, when I was driving it yesterday, you know, I just did the speed limit. 50 where applicable, 60 where applicable, 70 where applicable. But overtaking and pulling out, getting around slow people or lorries or people who cut you up, whatever, didn't have to change gear. So it's a really nice, lazy driving experience, which is really mellow. Trim looks quite nice from the front. See a little bit of damage or wear on the steering wheel. As I say, I've not touched a single solitary thing. I just wanted to make a video of how I collected it and a walk round of the things I checked, I enjoyed, the bits I looked at when I went and bought it. So I'll get this paused. I will get the camera on my hat to give the car a bit of time to warm up, and we'll get out for a little black. And of course, yes, I'm not going to mother it as much as the Subaru, but I do want to wait for it to warm up so it's got some temperature on the gauge before we get into any sort of boost. Right, see you in a moment. So, as stated, it is a little bit rattly, clattery, but it's a diesel. So let's hope we get some decent footage out of this. My apologies, just going to put this somewhere safe so that it doesn't rattle around or get damaged, which would be heartbreaking. Right, let's put that somewhere. Like I say, it's not going to be a crazy buzz around, plus I'm on dog care duty, so I can't be too long. Hopefully you can see that all right. So we'll just go around the corner and I'll just chat about the driving experience. Dual mass flywheel, standard. So clutch is reassuringly smooth and wonderful. Just feels nice. Takes some of the vibrations out of the cabin. Lovely in traffic, really easy to drive. I have, obviously, having lacked experience recently of driving diesels, I am still driving it a bit like a petrol, which I will stop doing. So it's lovely and smooth, pretty quiet, great inside actually. I thought when I showed my partner, she said, "Will you fit in it?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, Anyway, seat goes back miles. It's got height adjustment, really comfy, just a nice place to be actually. Nice seating position, nice view, the visibility is great. Maybe the maybe wing mirrors could be a tiny bit bigger, but hey, is what it is. It's nice. It's nice. So, driving Miss Daisy. What is nice is the amount of torque. Loads of torque, therefore, you know, you can just sit in fourth. We're barely idling, just about 26 miles an hour. Probably using almost zero fuel, and it is cool, mellow, nice. Cannot go wrong. So we'll just go quickly up the dual carriageway, and then it's gonna be straight back home because I am looking after dogs today. I'm already in the doghouse to a degree because of being out for hours yesterday collecting the car. So just wait, I'm not going to go nuts. It's not the Forester, but now we'll have a look at how it gets up to per speed. 30, 50, 55. You can feel the boost, it's lovely and strong, and that is national speed limit achieved. And what I noticed yesterday, I mean, on paper it's supposed to be same sort of 0 to 60 as the Fiesta Turbo, which is interesting because that was a performance vehicle of 1990, and I kind of remember when these come out feeling cheated. Great MPG, pretty good performance, brilliant. Anyway, what I noticed yesterday, no problem whatsoever keeping up with modern vehicles. As I say, I drove home almost like a full eco drive, just doing the speed limit, building up my speed slowly. But did get cut up by some modern Mercedes thing, and yeah, cut me up, just driving like an idiot. And as he went to get on the pace, I thought, well, let's see how this keeps up. No problem at all. No changing gear, no drama. Oh, suspension makes me think about that as we're coming up to a bend. It is pretty wallowy. But, you know, what I said to my partner last night, what that means is you can use a lot of, or all of the performance, nearly all of the time. You're not worrying about potholes, tram lining, it's not slammed, it's not rock hard, you're not bouncing all around the place. It's just compliant and comfortable. Therefore, you can use the power. Fourth gear, which we're in now, will just tug you around a corner. That 229 pound-foot of torque, oh, it's just wonderful. So it's nice. I haven't had an opportunity to chuck it around yet, and I'm not going to today because my DJI is sat on the seat next to me, and I don't want that buzzing on the floor. But we're sitting at 40, fourth gear, just heading up into fifth. We're showing 1600 revs. It's just cool, mellow, and if we needed it, you can stand on the gas. It won't protest. It will just spool up a little bit of turbo, and we're moving. It is lovely, really nice to drive. Really pleased with it from that aspect actually. The driving position, experience, comfort, cruisability, etc, etc. Obviously MPG is an absolute winner. Brakes feel okay. I've read other reviews stating that they're a weak point, but again, this isn't a point-to-point cruise missile mad thing like the Forester. I've got the Forester for doing that. I'm just gonna poodle around and look after it, keep it totally and utterly standard, and enjoy it for what it is. And early indications suggest that very, very good. Quite a capable little mildly warm hatch, I'll say, because by today's standards it's by no means hot, but from a mid to late noughties point of view, it was good enough and cheap. They were, I think the book price when they come out were just under 13,000. So a good value for money car. Cheaper than a Mini, probably less than a Fiesta, less than a Polo, that sort of thing. So, you know, we're on speed limit 40. But yeah, it drives nice. Only one little rattle from over there, which I'm not that bothered about really. I'm not that bothered about. Just make sure my vents are up. Now 30, I think we might be able to open it up a tiny bit as we approach this next junction. But again, like I say, I'll check the speed limit first. But it's not a, that's not what I bought it for. Not for blasting around and going crazy. It's just comfy, cheap, still 30 limit. So we'll just take it nice and easy. I mean, I come down this road quite regularly in the Forester. You're bouncing around. It's nice, don't get it wrong. Forester's wonderful. It's my absolute baby and I love it. And when you come down here in the Forester, it does feel like you're driving a rally car. But I'm also very aware of oncoming vehicles. It gets thin. I don't want to scratch the paint. Anyway, so we're 30 mile an hour, 60 limit, 4th gear. I'm staying in 4th. Why not? So you get on the gas and it just builds and builds. Lovely. So 30 to 50 in 4th gear, really nice. So you can see why they were so popular and why everyone raved about the 30 to 50 speed or the 50 to 70 speed. It's that in gear torque that really adds to its drivability and its fun factor. It's really mellow and you can have a little bit of fun with no drama. No drama. Why are they stopping? See, lucky I didn't come blatting around there like a madman, eh? Turbo spools up. You can always hear it whistling almost as you just touch the throttle. You can already hear it whistling. It's just always there ready, which is reassuring. None of that. So with the Forester, I'd have to sort of, I try to have it at 3,000 RPM before I start pinning it with the but the boost does come up quick. With the Fiesta, there's a little bit more lag. Older technology, not a great deal, but older technology nonetheless. And with this, it's just spooling up almost straight away. As soon as you touch the gas, you can hear it. Satisfying. And that is it. That is what the driving experience is like. Lovely in here, quiet, compliant, smooth, nice, great. So that is that really. Obviously a lot of scope for the finer detailing in the cleaning front, but generally been well looked after, you know. As I say, there is tons of time for the detailing side of things, but just getting into the finer details, getting into there, moisturising the leather, which I'm looking forward to, cleaning all the plastics, which I'm looking forward to. Obviously I have missed having leather. That's one thing I will say. Scuff plates or door shuts, get into all them, get this all wonderful and lovely. I clean the backs of the seats, get some leather moisturiser in there. Again, looking forward to that. Getting into all the door shuts, it's going to be great. So that'll be my next task, getting all those mats, the OEM ones, to pristine, clean and treat the rubber ones. They'll be going over the top as additional protection. Obviously feed the steering wheel leather, feed the gaiter, get the gear knob looking as good as possible, and that is that. That is that. I know I probably shouldn't be as excited as I am, but I am. So there we go. Anyway, quite a nice little car really. My idea was, you know, get an SE, get a low mileage, get one with good history, run about in it, enjoy it, save some money on tax, fuel, servicing, etc, etc. Probably be a little bit invisible, don't mind about that. Have something semi-interesting that I can valet on the channel over winter, and then with no rush and drama, Fiesta can be in, getting its work done. It passed its MOT, by the way. As you know, I think I mentioned it on the channel last week, so that's now having intercooler and upgraded rad fitted. I'll get that back soon. And then Foz is going in for paint. Hooray! Can't wait. That's going to be great. And camper van is still being restored. That's probably going to be the best part of 12 months. So for the time being, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. And just to note, I won't be doing pressure washing. We're not pressure washing this. What I'll probably do, a very weak touchless all over and then pressure from a distance. Because I've seen, you know, the alloys on these don't fare great and the paint doesn't seem super thick, shall we say. So I'm going to be exercising caution and being gentle. But it will be a gentle pressure wash up under the arches. Get some of the bits that have been missed by being cared for primarily by probably, I don't know, I don't want to guess, but you know, car washers. So we'll get in and get some of this out just to get that finer detail, which I really, really enjoy. Inside the mirrors, etc, etc. Give all that a clean. Engine bay. So what I think I'll do is like a, oh, we've got some more scratches there. So, you know, there's a few bits to take care of. But I think it'll polish up nice, it'll look nice. But yeah, so I'm going to do a full omnibus cleanse of this, and that is going to be next weekend. For the time being, I'm just going to enjoy it. And I think today, I better give her a wash so she doesn't feel neglected. She's looking wonderful, still going to use that next week. Why not? But that means Foz can now be my weekend driver. I'll probably use it for work one day of the week when it's dry, and then at the weekends enjoy it, and I'll use this to go and pick up my daughter. It's like 400 miles when I go and get my daughter, so with this it'll cost under half what it costs in that, so probably 40% of the fuel cost. So I'll just trundle up and down in that. Happy days, comfy, nice, and I can use the mad thing at the weekends. All good. Anyway, hope you enjoy that one. Hope it's of some interest. Of course, there's going to be more Fabia VRS information incoming. At the moment, I don't know a huge amount about them, but that will change. Obviously, next phase is thorough cleansing. Anyway, like I say, hope you enjoyed that one. And I very much look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Take care, have a great day, and have a great week ahead. Take care, bye-bye.